Alright, in this video I'm going to show you some things about annotating and making your schedules, such as your window schedules, door schedules, other material schedules. And of course that all kind of blends in with annotations. If you look over here to the left at my drawing, you can see I have some symbols. I have these polygons that represent my window symbol. And the number that is inside those polygons is the window type. And that will correspond with a line on my Excel document. Over here on the right. And I want to create sort of a table. I'm going to need, let's see, I've only got two types of windows. This is a small house. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows or columns and 3 rows. The first row up here is going to be my header row. And as a matter of fact, I think I might even make that 4 rows. 4 columns. 4 rows. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, 4 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. All right. So the top one up here would be the name of the schedule, and I just messed that up all over the place. And I want to put some lines. I want to go ahead and do my lines. I'm going to do all borders, just like so. And then I'm going to merge this top row, and somewhere in here there is a merge. Format, define, okay, format cells, text, alignment, merge cells, and wrap text. I always do that. Text alignment is center. That's the horizontal alignment. Vertical alignment is also going to be center. And I click OK. And I'll call this one my window schedule. All right, and then on this column will be the mark, and that is this, what you're looking at right here, the mark, with the number inside the symbol. And you can go ahead and fix all of these rows, all these columns and boxes for setting the formatting. I'm going to wrap text on all of them. And I'm going to do the same thing here, center and center. Okay, so that's my mark column. This one will be my type column. Next one will be width. And I'm going to go ahead and say rough width for that. Okay, then I'm going to have rough height, and I'm going to have actual dimensions, and I'll just put all of that in one cell. And then over here, what is going to be that? That's going to be count. That's going to be how many I have. Okay, so what this will look like as I'm going along, and you want all of your tables to be kind of consistent, and just put them all on the same Excel document. And then, of course, we can work with what we have to do after that. But mark is going to be 1, and mark also, the next mark is going to be 2. And there's different ways of annotating your windows. This is just one of them. And sometimes you see everything from the model number of the window and everything else written right there on the plan, which is perfectly fine. But let's go ahead and practice it this way. Type is going to be double or single hung, whichever one you're using. And rough width is going to be 3 feet, and rough height is going to be 4. Let's say 4 feet 6 inches. Actual dimensions would be, for that type of window, you would really have to know where you were purchasing it from and the actual model number of the window that you're getting. So it may be various sizes, so you don't have to fill in anything right there for now. Later on we'll go into doing more of that. And of course, with the Type 1 windows, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Okay. Next one, I've got Type 2, and it's also going to be double hung. Rough width is going to be what was the rough width? They were 5 feet. Rough height, these are going to be a little taller, so I'm going to say 5 feet 6 inches. And then of course actual dimensions if I had those, and then count is going to be 2. Alright, so that is a window schedule. You would see more information on here as you progress. You could see price, unit price, total price, all of those sorts of things. Lots of other information that can be added, but that's how you're going to do your window schedule. So how did I make these symbols? Well, it's real simple. And one thing you want to keep in mind is you always want to be consistent. Even with your Excel document, and you're putting your tables in your Excel document, you want to be consistent with sizes and widths and all sorts of things, text styles, what have you. So all I really did, I did make a symbol, and I made it out of the polygon tool. And I just typed in 6 for the side. Specify center, click, inscribed in circle. It really doesn't matter at this point because you're just going to kind of eyeball it. Pick something, nice size. I usually do mine, I think, right around 1 foot. And yeah, that's 1 foot. So yeah, I do mine about 1 foot. Then you want to put a leader on it. So you're going to go to the annotate section here, and since we're done with the schedule over here, I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this so we can see more. So in annotative, I am going to add a leader, I did not add a leader to it. I drew a leader, and it's really easier to do that than to actually use a leader. So all I did to draw my leaders, I just identified the center, drew my line down. I don't remember how far I drew it, but again, just pick a size and be consistent with that. Make all of them the same length. But there is my straight line, and then I come down and make a little arrowhead on it. Real simple, nothing difficult about this. It looks like I'm doing these at like 45-degree angles. Doesn't matter, just as long, again, as you're consistent. And I mirror just to make sure I get both of them the same on both sides. Mirror, enter, and specify the mirror line, click, and enter, because I do not want to erase the original. And go ahead and fill it in. You can be as fancy as you want with that. Then do a hatch. And hatches always work funny in AutoCAD, not sure why. Change the color to white, obviously, and you just fill it in. Okay, so there's your window symbol. And after I did that, I just turned it into a block, and you can even put the number in it first if you want to, but the number is just put there by text, just using the text tool. And of course I've done some adjusting to mine, which is why it's so large, but we'll come back to that. But that's how you do the window symbol. The door symbols are the same thing, it's just a different shape. It is like an ellipse or almost a pill shaped. And I create that by drawing 2 lines. And again, size, I want it to kind of be, relative to the size that I made my other symbols. But you can choose a size, but just again, be consistent. And I did what did I do? I did arcs, I believe. Yeah, I did arcs. So choose your arc. I always do a start end angle on these. Start end. And I need to start it in the other direction to get it to swing in the direction I want it to go. And of course mine's a little crooked, but so that's basically how I did that, and that makes your pill. And then again, you just type a number. Any kind of stray geometry like this, go ahead and get rid of. Okay, so there's your door symbols. Okay, so just again, remember, be consistent with your sizes and your styles. Don't have 10 different types of window symbols. And then just place them how I have mine. The window symbols are placed to the outside. The door symbols are also placed to the outside of the door, except for in certain situations, like right here where you just cannot help it. I'm not going to put the symbol inside the closets, especially because I have a water heater and an air handler in one of them already. So things will get a little bit crowded in there. But that's perfectly fine. Stick to the outside of the door as best you can. If you have to do an inside, or you know what I'm saying, in the swing direction of the door, then do that. Anyway, happy annotating.